Hello capoeiristas! Today we are going to talk about training the aerobic system. If you remember correctly, a few videos ago I've mentioned the three major energy systems. There's the aerobic system, the glycolytic system, and the phosphagen system. As a little recap, the aerobic system is the one with the big energy tank. That means that we can do things for a long time. However, the downfall is the intensity must be low enough for our heart rate and our lungs to maintain a steady state for us to use that energy. The glycolytic system is the second system, and this one uses sugar that goes into the muscle, and we retrieve the energy directly from those muscles. So when the energy is depleted, we don't have any more energy to fall on to maintain that intensity. The glycolytic system, we're able to have faster intensity because the energy is readily available, more so than the oxygen that is processed through our aerobic system. Therefore, we can go faster. The phosphagen system is that power, it's that explosion, it's the energy that's already in its purest form, even rarer. So we do have them stocked in our muscles, but once they're gone, we can't be explosive anymore. We need to regenerate them. All right? Now, that's just a little review of what we're going to talk about. In the last videos that I talked about the energy system, I said the energy system that more resembles capoeira games was our glycolytic system. Why is that? Because the intensity related to a regional game is about 30 to 45 seconds, and depending on how players play, obviously, usually the intensity is related to how we're going to use our sugars. Now, here's the thing to consider. It is smart, like I said in that video, to train your glycolytic system to make sure that we're strong in that system, because that is specific to the capoeira game. However, the aerobic system is kind of like our safety net. If our aerobic system is so low that we're not able to recover well, or we get exhausted too quickly, we can't train our glycolytic system that's just above it. So we have to be smart. Here's the thing that I want you guys to think about. I see too often capoeiristas try to supplement their training with long runnings and non-stop cardiovascular work. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I think we could do better. I am saying in this video that you need to train your aerobic system, how your heart pumps, how your lungs use the oxygen to send to your muscles, but I want you to be smart about it. How do you be smart about it? Here's the way. A good sign that we are training our aerobic system is that we're able to talk, we're able to breathe. As soon as we start puffing, having difficulty talking in our exercise, that means that we are no longer relying on oxygen to transform into energy, because the process is too long, and therefore we're going to check our energy somewhere else. We're using our sugars or whatever's readily available, and eventually that's going to deplete, and we're going to be exhausted, and we're just going to grind our gears. So that's said, when you're training, make sure that your heart rate are in a good zone. We're not maxing out, and we're not too easy. Some people might sweat, some people might not sweat. That's fine. But as long as you're able to talk, that's a good sign that you're in a zone where you're training the aerobic system. When you're going fast, kicking, moving for 30 seconds to 45 seconds in a regional game, and you're not able to talk or sing or anything, that means you're using your sugars and oxygen is not catching up to train. So those are the two systems that we need to train. Today we're focusing on the aerobic system. As I said, running, there's nothing wrong with running. I don't have a problem with running, but I think we could do better than just supplement our work with some joggings. If you love to jog, go ahead. Just make sure that your technique is well, just like the Ginga. It takes a little bit of technique to know how you're doing, how you're striking. That's not what we're talking about in the video. But to train your aerobic system, it doesn't have to be walking and jogging or cycling and swimming. It can be those things. Those are things that people tend to gravitate to, but we're already doing a sport. Why not keep it in capoeira? Here's what I suggest. You could work with a friend, play with a partner. We know that the aerobic system really starts to kick in around 3 minutes and plus. Not saying to go into the 30 minutes, an hour playing capoeira with your friends, but try to sustain 3 minutes plus of a game where, here's the caveat, you're going to control the way that you breathe, the way that you're moving. If during the game you can't speak because it's getting too intense, that means that you're at a higher energy system. If during the game you're able to talk to your friend, control your movement, nothing explosive, then that means you're using your aerobic system as you're moving around. So you can chat with your friend, have fun, and you're using the aerobic system in a specific way doing capoeira games. Now, sometimes doing capoeira, non-stop capoeira all the time, as we saw in previous videos, we could be overusing our joints. So you could use other types of exercises. You can do ground movement based exercises. You could do pulling, you could do pushing, anything that you can think of, any kind of exercise, as long as your intensity is low enough to talk and your heart rate is far from being close to your maximum output that you can, right? You check your heart rate before, you check it after. If there's a very big difference where you're maxing out, then that means you went too far in your intensity and you're not training your aerobic system, you're training something else. Here we want to train the aerobic system. So mix and match any kind of exercises that you can, have fun with it, and keep your heart rate in that zone. Always monitor it. And the last one that I suggest for you guys, keeping it within our capoeira theme, play either alone or with a friend, and why not try to sing or answer a song? Singing is very much like talking, and if you're capable of singing while you're moving, that means that your system has enough time to use oxygen to transfer it into energy, and therefore you are training your aerobic system. Make it 3 minutes plus. Again, don't exaggerate, but this is an easy and fun way to train the aerobic system aside from always running. So I suggest you play around with those concepts. And here's my last point. Don't overtrain the aerobic system. If you have enough energy when you're playing, then maybe you need to work speed to make yourself faster and more explosive, hence using your glycolytic system and your phosphagen system. But today, it's about the aerobic system, so play around and sing.
Dende mare, dende mare, dende mare. Quando a maré tá em baixa, dá pro capoeira remar. Mas quando a maré tá alta, aí que o barco não pode virar. Dende mare, dende mare, dende mare, dende mare. A vida é como a capoeira, quem ganha também pode perder. São como os tombos da vida, aí que faz alguém crescer. Dende mare, dende mare, dende mare, dende mare.
That's it for today, guys. I hope this gives you a good insight on progressing with the different systems, the aerobic system, the glycolytic system, and the phosphagen system. A bit of a pyramid, if you will. Remember, the aerobic system is important for recovery. It's important for in between bouts of fast games to help get more energy. The stronger that our aerobic system is, the faster that we can recover and get the sugars back into our muscles. But when we're performing, especially a regional game, it's the glycolytic system, and that also needs to be trained. So if you're only doing long games, your aerobic system might be getting better, but you're not going to get faster, and you need to mix both of them. So I hope this gives you a good insight on how the aerobic system works. If you have any questions, comments, you let me know, and we'll see you on the next show.